Hi, it's Stephen here from Son of a Nation Wave, and this is day 18 of the February daily draw. So let's see what message we get today. And I'll be taking the first card from the Gilded Tarot Royale, followed by an Oracle card from the Scenes of the Witch Imbolc Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. We have the Five of Cups. And we have this, it was like a soldier here. He's carrying the banner, the standard, and they've got cups sort of fallen here. So maybe, he's lost some comrades, some fellow soldiers in the battle. And he's looking sad, he's looking forlorn, looking dejected. He's looking at them and thinking about them. He's going through, so it's that sense of loss. It's that sense of things that are no longer there, that we had a connection with. And it hurts. We feel sad. We feel the loss. We feel the grief. We feel that sense of despair. And those are all natural things to feel. Whether it, whatever it is, or what kind of relationship, if it's a relationship or it's just something that we had a connection with, that we were fond of, we had an emotional attachment to, and when it goes from our lives, when we feel that it's been overturned and it's lost, we feel it, and it's natural to feel it, and it's okay to feel it. It shows that we're human. It shows that we have emotions. It shows that we care. It shows that we love, because it affects us, because we love what it was that we've lost. We have love. We have fondness. We have that connection. And that's good. That shows us what kind of people we are, the things that we care about. So it's okay to have these feelings, and we shouldn't be made to feel as if we're not supposed to have them, and we should just get up and get over them. No, we need to take the right amount of time, the time that no one else can determine for us, because it's different for each person and in each situation. So there's no right or wrong here. Take the time that you need to work through the loss. That is what this card says. If you've experienced a loss, if you're still experiencing it, you're still, connecting with that loss, working through it, that is fine. That isn't, there is nothing wrong with that. That is the natural process of working through that emotional situation. And no one, as I say, can dictate how, when, in what way you're supposed to work through that. You find your own way that works for you. And even well-meaning people can give advice, and it's okay. They care. People give advice. I could give you advice. You could give me advice, and I would listen. Because if I know if you're doing it from a caring sort of motivation, I'm not just gonna sort of shoo you away and tell you to get lost. I might do. under certain circumstances, but I would be grateful. I would still be grateful that you made the effort. But we all need to find our own way through these things. And yes, people can be supportive, but not usually by giving advice on how you should be working through it. They can just be there in a supportive role, often saying nothing, but being present, being available, and just checking in and making sure and seeing how are you dealing with it, and not telling them how to deal with it, but letting them deal with it in their own way, and just sort of be supportive as they go through their own process. Not tell them what process they need to go through and how they need to go through it, but be there for them as they work that out for themselves. Right, so having said all of that, there does come a time, and only you will know when that time is. And you will know. You will know. Other people will be telling you it's now, or it should have been days ago, weeks ago, months ago. Whatever the situation, they will say, oh, you should have gotten over it by now. You should have already gone through this and, come out the other side. Don't listen to those people. And they may share an experience where they got over it in a certain period of time, but that's them and that's their situation. Yours is unique to you. But it does come a time when we have to start to shift our focus. Once we've, spent enough time sitting and working through the loss, we still have these cups here that are standing that represent what we still have in our lives. And they shine there to gain, standing there, shining there. They're near the tree, which is bearing fruit. That's where the fruit, the abundance in your life lies, by shifting your focus to what remains. Once you've spent what you feel is the right amount of time, does that mean that you forget about these? No, of course not. And you can still, carry on with the healing process as you turn to work with the things that remain. But it's the priority of your focus. They won't be your main focus anymore. It'll still be in your mind. It'll still be there, but your main priority becomes what's remaining, and you move towards the future instead of looking at the past and what's been lost. But you will always remember those. And don't forget that after this comes the Six of Cups, which is about looking at the past, fond memories. And you can have fond memories about these things. So you won't forget them. You'll always have the memories, but you'll be able to work through the emotional turmoil and come to some kind of resolution that allows you to turn around and focus on what remains. And ultimately, what this card reminds us is, by all means, work through the loss, work through the feelings, but remember, you still have things in your life that are there to be appreciated while they're there. And, what's gone is gone, but what remains, and you need to at some point, focus your attention on that. As I say, you'll still remember what went before, and probably quite fondly, is indicated by the next card, the Six of Cups. Okay, so let's see which oracle card get to go with that. Keening. This is one of those times, one of those cards that I don't know which one. There's a term of keening, but look at the screaming. Sometimes we have to let out that emotion. We have to work through, and sometimes we're releasing it. Hold on for just a moment in time, acknowledging before release and liberating what needs to be freed. Hold on for just a moment in time, acknowledging. You have to acknowledge how your feelings, your pain, loss, acknowledge it before. If you're going to release it, then that's fine. But before that, you need to really experience the feeling. You don't numb yourself to the feeling. You have to feel everything, and then you release it. So she's releasing all that pent up feeling and letting go of it. And that's part of the process. So that's part of working through. But once it's released, there comes a time to shift your focus to what remains and moving on. As I say, you'll always have the memory of what went before. And that, I believe, is the message of the cards today. Okay, so that's the message for today. I'll be back tomorrow with day 19. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.